Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to 7.2.5 Tyranny and Surging Vengeance. Now this is a really annoying path in my opinion, so let's jump into the nodes right away. Surging Vengeance is the defender will use his special attacks from special attack 1 up to special attack 3 in that order, so you will need some champions that have either indestructible or they can power control, and together with that there's also Tyranny, so only villains can where hashtag villain champions can gain power in this whole path. So you need to bring in villain champions that have either power control or indestructible, or if you bring in villain champions you will get superiority, and with superiority is whenever you will use a heavy attack on the opponent they will get a non-stacking taunt debuff on them that will reduce their power gain rate by 50%, and there's a 70% more chance of them using a special attack. So you will need that to not push them to an SP3. So villain champions are the way to go, and here are some good options that are available for you. Kingpin is amazing on all of this. Also Doom works really well as Magneto, and my favorite of them all is going to be a Mole Man. Some other options I've also mentioned, they can also work here. We will discuss them in more detail once we jump into the path. And the boss is going to be a Void today, and we're going to take him out with Elsa Bloodstone. So more on that fight later. So before we jump into the path, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those post notifications, and leave a comment down below. All of that really helps me out a lot and helps me grow the channel. So the first fight is going to be against a Venompool. Now Venompool himself is not a difficult fight. His specials are very easily evadable, so you can go with SP1 and SP2 and build up your champion if it is a ramp up champion, and then for the SP3 just spam your heavies and that will give a taunt debuff on him and he can use his special. The only tricky part about this fight is the different kind of buffs he can get. He can get damage return, he can get bleed immunity, he can also get unstoppable, so you need to be careful about those. And apart from that, it's a pretty easy defender to deal with. It's not a difficult one. There are some few difficult defenders coming up, so we'll discuss them once they come up, guys. The second defender is going to be a Yellow Jacket. Now with Yellow Jacket, his SP1 is a bit annoying to evade, so the way you deal with SP1 is you throw in 4 hits when he has a SP1 and you swipe back. That gives you space, and then when he throws an SP1 you just swipe back again, so you have enough space to evade all of it. The SP2 is pretty straightforward, and do not push him to an SP3. All you need to do is to throw in a heavy attack, and that will apply a taunt debuff on the Yellow Jacket, and he will throw his specials. Start throwing that once he has 1 bar of power, otherwise sometimes it will not apply if you're running a pacify mastery. So yeah, that helps. Also, he is Yellow Jacket is also a metal champion, so you can totally bring in Magneto and also kill him off. Also any champion with the class advantage will work, so really good option here can be Kingpin. Also Ghost can work with Hood synergy as well as a Venom is also a great option because he is a villain champion. Now the first really difficult and annoying fight on this path is going to be this Killmonger. Now you have to make sure that you bring in an armor break champion. So all the options I've given you are either having armor break or they don't activate his reverberation. So if you're going to use ghost, make sure you only use a critical when the reverberation is away, and with quake you can try and quake and the timing on the reverberation so it does not activate again. Now having said that, I will still say easy way is to bring in champions with armor break. Now I am fighting him with Magneto. Now I do make a mistake, I just pushed myself to an SP3. The original plan was to just use an SP2, get that armor break up, and then use SP3 and just keep using my heavy to refresh that armor. Eventually I get that and I kill him off, but it is an annoying fight and it takes a lot out of you if you're not careful. And on top of it, you have to make sure that you apply the taunts every time so he can throw out those specials so you don't get an SP3 right to your face. Next one is going to be a Carnage. Now Carnage is a very easy defender. His specials can be easily evaded, both of them SP1 and SP2. The only thing is he can be a little annoying sometimes and not throw his specials even with the taunt. So start throwing your heavy attacks with a villain champion once you are at 1 bar of power. So even if you push him to a 2 bars of power, it will not push him to an SP3. This happens to me and I die here and I have to bring back Mole Man to kill him off. So this is a good reminder that he can be a little bit annoying when throwing his specials. So just be careful about that. Try to bait more. Try to use your heavy moves and keep the taunt on him, and so he can throw his specials and do not go to an SP3. Next defender is going to be a Dr. Octopus. Now his animations are very quick and very whippy, so you might get tagged, so just be careful about that. And especially with all the issues that are going in the game right now with parry and dexing, this can be an annoying defender, but you can use other champions as well. One of the better options are going to be Venom and as well as Magneto, because Dr. Octopus is a metal champion, and with Magneto you just need to use an SP3. Now you will notice with the heavy attacks he is not getting much of the taunts, because Magnetize will reduce the ability accuracy by 85%, and I'm also running Pacify, so that is 100% ability accuracy reduction. If I use a heavy attack with a parry, the taunt will not be applied, but if I use a heavy attack without the parry, there is a chance that the taunt debuff will be applied. So just be careful about that. You don't need the taunt debuff anyway for this fight. Just build to an SP3 only using heavies, and throw an SP3 when you have 40 Magnetize charges, and that will be enough to kill Dr. Octopus off. And the final defender before the boss is going to be a Dormammu. Now in my opinion, this is the most hideous defender in all of this lane, so make sure you bring in the right counter. Now Red Hulk usually works really well here. It also does Luke Cage, but when he goes indestructible and he comes out of it, the radiant damage will kill you off. You can also use Quake here. With Quake, just use a Quake and parry style. Do not go with the Quake and evade style, that will hurt you really much. My choice is going to be Dr. Octopus. Now you will notice that I will not throw any special attacks, and I will not try to get hit, because if I get hit I will get an Umbra debuff, or if I use the special I will get an Umbra buff on me, and when that expires I can get a degen on myself. So all I'm trying to do is to parry and heavy, and once my research all of them are on 100%, I will get extra damage that can kill off Dormammu really quickly. If not, you can also use Doom here, and some other champions also can work. I'm sure some other villain champions can work here as well, but the best options I've found are just mentioned here on the right side corner of the screen, so that can help you out. Just take care from the degen, and let him throw his special attacks 1 and 2. If you're gonna use a champion that is very tanky and you can block everything, block the special attacks. If not, just keep him to an SP1 only, and block the first 2 instances of it, and the third one you can swipe back. That will not give you a dex debuff, and you can stay away from the degen. Now this fight is very annoying and it is difficult, so when you plan the path, make sure that you bring in a good counter for Dormammu and as well as Killmonger. These 2 fights will make or break you. Now Void is a very difficult boss here. Now again, if you don't bring in the right champions, he can really annoy you. But what I mean by right champions is the champions that can apply a lot of debuffs in a very short amount of time. Because every time you have 6 debuff on Void and you knock him down, he gets a damage equal to a certain percentage of his HP. Otherwise you can only do 1% of the damage of his HP as damage to him because of safeguard node. Now I am running Elsa Bloodstone. Elsa Bloodstone works really well here because she can apply a lot of debuffs with the busted and also the cold snap with his SP1, and you can alternate between SP1 and SP2 as long as you have the bullets reloaded. That's the only thing you need to care about in this fight. And all the debuffs from Void she can easily purify after 2 seconds, and also with having that combo meter running, it's a good combination of purification and also 10 hit combos. You can easily deal with Void's debuffs. Another good option here is Captain America Infinity War with all the required synergies with Science, Tech and Cosmic Champions in the same team to apply all those debuffs. You can just parry twice and use a heavy attack. If you want to have a look on that fight, I did it in my last video, so check that out. And other champions that work really well here are going to be Nick Fury, X-23, Wolverine. So when you use these champions, just use them for their bleeds and do not knock down the Void, and to avoid the damage from setup and spike, and you can bleed him off very easily. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and you found the tips and tricks helpful. If you did guys, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel and turn on those post notifications, and leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from you guys and answer all of your questions. And apart from that guys, I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll see you next time.